Gene Munster, founder of Loop Ventures. Gene, what's your take?
I'm having a bad case of deja vu here, Melissa. I feel like every quarter Amazon has a great quarter, even before the last 9 months. And we keep coming back to, is this sustainable? The comps are getting more difficult. Their guidance, you have to put it through some sort of a conversion calculator here. Their guidance for March implies 13% revenue upside to where the street was at. So things are going phenomenally well for the company. And I think what is anchored in this deja vu, we're going to continue to have these conversations. And the reason the conversations about another good quarter from Amazon is that e-commerce is still a small part of what we buy. It's jumped from 11 to 15% through the pandemic. I mean, that's a 50% increase, so it's up massive. But eventually, this is going to be 60% of what we buy. We're going to buy online, and so it's some of these trends are really hard to wrap our heads around. But I think that is the anchoring piece, is we're seeing this accelerating digital transformation. Amazon's got a pole position.
You have not mentioned Jeff Bezos stepping down into the executive chairman role for a reason, Gene, I imagine. You don't think this is a big deal?
I think it's not a big deal. I think that a lot's been said about this. I don't know, Andy, so I can't weigh in on whether this is good or not good. I think that there is a bigger story here, too, about these tech behemoths and how they think about transition of power. And I think if you look at just a nod to Steve Jobs here, I mean, he set the playbook in motion with Tim Cook. And here we have somebody who's been with Amazon for 25 years, and the baton is getting passed. And then you start to ask yourself some other questions. My mind drifted to who's next. And, you know, Tim Cook's 60, Elon Musk is 49. If you're curious, Zuckerberg, I think he's 36. And what are those companies doing to promote a transition? So inevitably those happen, we have the same conversation that we're having today, which is this is a non-event.
I think that's a really good point there. So, Gene, of the companies that you had mentioned, is there a company where you do not see the clear heir apparent? I mean, I think many people thought Andy Jassy was the heir apparent, particularly when they lost another top lieutenant. And they thought, you know what, Jassy's got to be promoted at some point soon. Otherwise, he's going to leave soon, too. So which company do you think could be at risk?
I don't think there's a clear heir apparent at Facebook. I don't think there is with Tesla. As I mentioned, Elon is 49, so I think he's got another 5+ years. He just recently made a comment on their earnings call that he has 5 kind of years plus there. But to answer your question, I think maybe answering your question in a slightly different way, who is really well prepared? Not surprisingly, Apple is. I mean, this company runs with laser precision, and Jeff Williams joined Apple in 1998, so over 20 years now with the company. He's not that much younger than Tim Cook. He's 57, but I think that he is, in my view, the heir apparent to Apple. And then the question, when's Tim Cook leaving? I would say 5 to 10 years from now. It's a long ways away.
Okay, and then the call's going to get underway, Gene, in about 20 minutes, so we're going to let you go. But, you know, at this point, what would be your number one question on this call?
My number one question is just around the cost of that they're going to be investing in logistics, just to get our heads around that. This is quickly becoming a logistics company. I know there's a view that this is a software and recurring revenue business, but Amazon does logistics so well, and I think it's important for investors just to understand what that CapEx is going to be in the years ahead.
All right, Gene, good to see you. We'll check in with you a little bit later on after the call gets underway. Gene Munster of Loop Ventures.
Thank you.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.